The Ball is a really great episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. This is the 12th episode of the first season, and there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and discuss various things that I enjoyed, things that stood out to me. It's going to be pretty much chronological, and it starts off with Ray complaining about Debra's foot being in the way of the television. Debra offers to swap sides of the bed. He says no because it's been his side for 7 years, which I get. When you've been used to sleeping in a certain way, it is strange to change, but I don't know why they didn't just suggest moving the television or rearranging the furniture a little bit. That seems like a more logical solution that they didn't quite reach. Nevertheless, not a bad way to start off the episode. And then the next scene, after the intro, establishes that this is set just before Christmas. The house is gorgeous. Everything is so beautifully decorated and also kind of messy because they're sorting everything out for the church charity drive. And they're getting everything ready, and Robert comes over, and then Andy comes over, and they're sorting through things. And Ray has found a baseball that was apparently signed by Mickey Mantle. I don't really know much about him beyond the fact that he played for the Yankees, but you definitely don't need to know who he is to understand that Ray has a deep connection with this baseball. It was something that his father got for him when he was a little boy, and despite the fact it has kind of been shoved away in his adulthood, it becomes something that he really doesn't want to get rid of because it's so nostalgic for him. And as he tells Debra, it kind of represents the reason, or one of the reasons, why he became a writer. However, Andy says something that makes him question it. Now, I loved Andy in this, but I also loved Debra's response to Andy and her line about the emotionally needy. I found it very funny. Ray is probably not thankful that Andy came over that day because he suggests that the baseball might be fake. He didn't say it maliciously. He wasn't trying to devalue Ray's baseball, but he just said it as something to consider because there are apparently TV shows that debunk signatures from athletes. And Ray then goes across to Marie and Frank's house where they're currently trying to erect a silver Christmas tree. I have to say, it looks beautiful. The tree looks really lovely. And Ray confronts Frank, and immediately he doesn't immediately say, no, Mickey Mantle didn't sign it. But I think he said, who told you that? Instantly confirming Ray's fears that it wasn't genuinely signed by Mickey Mantle. And Ray goes back home and he's clearly devastated, and this really comes across. It's very clear that he's very saddened by this. And he's talking with Debra, who is keeping the Christmas theme going by frosting a gingerbread house. And Ray vows to never lie to his children because he's so hurt that Frank lied to him. And at the perfect moment, Ali comes over and asks Ray if Santa brings all of the toys. And there's something in this that I absolutely loved, a bit that I found so funny. Ray is actually trying to find a way to tell Ali that Santa Claus, well, the truth about Santa Claus, let's put it that way. And there's this fantastic moment where Debra yanks Ray's hair back to stop him, but then she kind of walks around at the same time and distracts Ali so she's not looking at her father getting his head yanked back. And it was so well done and so entertaining. And obviously Debra did the right thing because it absolutely wouldn't be fair to Ali. And Marie comes over, she's annoyed that Ray was going to do this, and then we have a bit that's initially funny and then very, very unexpected, and it's so well done. And Robert comes over a little later dressed as Santa Claus to help convince Ali that he's real, which I thought was really sweet. And then a minute or so later, Frank comes in dressed as Santa Claus, and I hadn't expected it. I didn't remember it. I don't remember this episode very well at all, and it was very funny and very entertaining. But then the final scenes, the last few scenes, are so sweet and so moving and so well done. And Ray goes over to Frank to confront him again about this. And Frank finally admits that he did it. Ray had assumed a trainer had signed it, but Frank actually says that he went down there, I think he said 5 times, and Mickey Mantle just never came out. So he practiced his signature over and over again to get it right. And it's so clear how much effort he put in trying to get this signed baseball for his son because he knew how much it meant to him. And I became a little emotional, and it became clear in that moment that what his father did was so much more beautiful than what a baseball signed by the actual Mickey Mantle would have been. And it became, I guess, so much more valuable because of what it then represented. And I just thought that was so sweet and so beautiful. And it's not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time we get these emotional moments between Frank and Ray, but they're always so special because Frank is not the kind of person to show his emotions that easily or that frequently. So when it does happen, it's just so special. And then, of course, we have the final scene where Ray dresses as Santa Claus and visits Sally at night, and it's sweet. It's so lovely and funny as well, particularly when he hurt himself, and it was very entertaining. So definitely a funny episode, a beautiful amount of Christmas in this. I love holiday episodes of sitcoms, and ultimately, it's really sweet and really moving. The Ball is definitely a really great episode of Everybody Loves Raymond.